Hey, is this thing on? Hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is going to be just a super fun, super chill. We're going to do a little bit of a girl chat about the lessons that I learned in 2022. And we're also going to be getting into some planning for January of 2023. Obviously, when you guys see this video, it's going to be January, but I am filming this 1 week before we go into 2023. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of reflecting and then kind of switch it to some fun things as well. So get comfortable. I've literally got my sweats on. I grabbed a little poppy with a straw, of course. Gotta take care of the gut health, but also make it aesthetic. So we're just gonna do a little bit of chatting to get started. I feel like some of the lessons that I learned are a bit more serious, so I really want to just focus in on chatting with you all about those first, and then we're gonna get into some of the more fun, lighthearted lessons that I learned, and we're gonna be planning while I chat about those. So I hope you stick around, and maybe some of the lessons we learned were the same. I would love to hear from you all and know what you learned in 2022. It was an interesting year. It's kind of like, oh, the world is opening back up since the pandemic, but also processing how much loss and devastation and change, and who knows what else happened during that couple of years, 2020, 2021, was a lot. And I don't think people took a moment to step back and realize, like, yes, it's so exciting that we're getting back into kind of like our normal, or adjusting to a new normal, or things that we used to do and love. But it's also like, wow, like there's a lot of people who aren't here to do those things with us. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not the same as I was at that point. I am hopefully a better person, but also just such a different person. And I've learned so much about myself between then and now. And so 2022 was definitely a good year, but it came with a lot of challenges as well. So let's just get into it. Start off with some chats. Hopefully I will not be crying. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try to get the hardest ones out of the way first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the first one is kind of like a 2-in-1, but I realized that I really do not do well with loss. I feel like 2022 we lost a lot of people, and even though a lot of them I did not necessarily know personally, it was people who I knew through friends or family members or people who were in the entertainment industry, and I felt it a lot deeper this year than I feel like I typically would. So I definitely think that my levels of empathy have increased a lot in 2022, but also not in the best way. I think being empathetic is so important, and that's part of what makes you a good and endearing person. But also I can't let empathy consume me. So it's been a lot harder for me to kind of be empathetic and be caring, but also compartmentalize at the same time. And so I kind of absorb the grief or the loss of others. And that has just been heavy. Like, even thinking about it now, like I feel like a pressure that is sitting on my heart. Because I always just think like, wow, like if I feel like this and I'm not even directly connected to this person or to this situation, then how do the people or those that really like know this person or like even with like the kids, with all the things that are happening at schools, and it's just like so scary to think about like how they felt in that situation, how their families felt. And so I definitely have just been so much more aware, and it's harder for me to kind of shake those thoughts of like, oh my gosh, like how do their parents feel? How does the person that loves them the most feel? Like how does like their best friend they grew up with feel? Like, just with all of the different situations, even though I'm so far removed from them, I somehow cannot stop thinking about the impact that it makes on people and like the pain that they must be feeling. I don't know what that is. It is a newer thing, I think. Maybe just becoming more sensitive like over time. So I definitely want to kind of use 2023 to just learn how to be an empathetic person or a sympathetic person, be a support system, be concerned without being consumed. So that is something that I am going to work toward, and something that I definitely learned so much more about myself in 2022. Okay, so I'm glad I kind of talked about that one first. Gonna move into a few more lighter topics. This one is about work. I definitely learned that work-life balance is so important, and it was kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, well, people work a lot, and that's the way that it is. You spend most of your time at work, and work is a huge part of your life. But I realized this year that it does not have to be. Prioritizing time for myself with those who I love and care about, and doing fun things and resting is just equally as important as working and kind of building my career and making a sustainable living and all of those things. So I really will encourage you, if you feel overworked. Some people like really like working, and they're like, no, this is like where I feel my best and where I get my energy from. But if you don't, and you feel like I'm just kind of stuck, I don't know what to do, like definitely take the time to put forth the effort to make a change in your career, or what you do for work, or how much you work, and just see if you enjoy that work-life balance a little bit better. Hopefully you do. I know I definitely did. Actually, today I was cleaning out my office, and I found a huge unopened box of business cards from my last position that was like my dream job, or so I thought. But it took so much out of me. I worked a lot, I commuted a lot, and I just was not as happy in that job as I thought I would be. And I was like, wow, all of these business cards that I never handed out because I didn't stay in that job for very long. But you know what? The business cards can be recycled. They will be something new that will benefit someone some way, but it was not benefiting me being stuck in that position. So I definitely am really glad that I took the leap into getting more work-life balance, and I would definitely encourage you to do the same if you're feeling like you're looking for a change. Another major lesson that I learned in 2022 is that my health has to remain a major priority. If you feel off, if you do not feel well, don't just assume that like, oh, it's just aging or it's the weather. Like really take the time to investigate and figure out what's going on with yourself. And then once you do, invest in trying your best to feel better. So I've had to make quite a few lifestyle changes in 2022, especially with my diet. And it's not always easy. It's definitely challenging having to kind of change everything that you've always known, but it's so worth it. I feel so much better. I have much more energy, and I just feel great knowing what's going on with myself and being able to control as many pieces of that to live the best and healthiest life that I possibly can. Another lesson that I learned is kind of tied to the work-life balance piece, but you honestly just never know how beautiful your life can be unless you give it a shot. If you would have asked me at the end of 2021 if I would be working from home, really focusing on my content creation, building a community here on YouTube, I would be like, nope, absolutely not. I am going to be climbing the ladder and growing in education and just becoming this person that I always thought I would be, and like natural progressions to what I initially started out doing in my career. And I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that did not happen. So really just like taking a step back to figure out like, what do I want in life? And if there's something that I want that's attainable with me just making a few changes, or just trying or going for something, or even researching things, like I didn't think there was a job where I could be a career coach, the thing that I love to do, work from home, a flexible remote position, 4-day work week, and a lot of time off. Like, it sounds just like, oh, that's not a real thing. But how was I going to know if I didn't look? So putting forth the effort to just see what's out there, see what opportunities there are for whatever area in life that you feel like you want to change, or that you need a bit of an adjustment in, and then just going for it and seeing where that can take you. Because it's like the results are just amazing, and it's so fulfilling. And I just feel like this sense of peace, knowing that like I didn't just let the fear of the unknown or the idea of something being different deter me from really going for what was important to me or something that I could envision my life being. And it worked out so well. Like if I hadn't made that huge change in what I do for my career, I would not have really elevated or grew what I do as a life coach. I wouldn't be working with this company as a career coach, and I definitely wouldn't be sitting here in my cozies on a Monday. What time is it? At like 4:30 p.m. just chatting with you guys at home, living my best life. And that's because I went for it. So definitely, if you have a vision of what you want your life to look like, don't sell yourself short. Always go for it. And the last lesson I learned in 2022 on a more serious note is that self-awareness is just so important. I think that we can easily become so set in our ways. And so I really tried to pay more attention to myself and how I treat myself, how I interact with others, and all of the kind of small things that maybe I hadn't focused on before. And I also feel like that's a big lesson that I've shared with my clients this year, is just to really be honest with yourself, do an honest self-examination, and dig deep to figure out what's going on. And if there are some changes or adjustments that you can make to be a better version of yourself, then definitely go for it. And you're not going to be disappointed when you've put forth the effort to just become your personal and absolute best. All right, so those are all of the more like serious lessons that I learned in 2022. I think a lot of them are gonna, well, pretty much all of them are going to be coming with me into 2023, and I'm just so grateful for that. Even the ones that may be a little bit more challenging, I know that I'll be able to navigate them because of what I learned this year. So now let's get a little bit more lighthearted and get into some planning, reintroducing my planner, which y'all know I'm obsessed with. If you didn't see my first video where I got my planner and set it up, it's Louis Vuitton inspired. Now that I know that I love this planner agenda, like the actual Louis Vuitton agenda or planner is on my wish list eventually to get for myself. But this one, like, it is holding up really, really well, and I've been so satisfied with it. I'll try to link it above here, so it'll pop up the original video that I made about planning, and then I'll make a playlist as well for my other planning videos, so you all can check them out if you are interested in the planning world. But we are gonna plan January, which is now, but Jumpstart January, which is kicking off, has been so fun. But I also have like a real life happening as well, so I'm excited to kind of plan some of those things out and just give a first look into what I want my new year to look like. So let's go ahead and do that, and then at the same time I'm also going to just be talking to you about some of the more fun and lighthearted lessons that I learned in 2022. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all know I love my planner stickers. These are the Create 365 brand from the Happy Planner. I've been trying so hard to resist the urge to get more, but I'm not gonna do that for now. So here is my January section in my planner. I really love the little dashboard insert that I put here. The business of life is the acquisition of memories. In the end, that's all there is. That is a Downton Abbey quote, and I just really like that because going into the new year, like I really want to focus more on building amazing memories. So I thought that was a great dashboard to kick things off. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and chat with you all about the more lighthearted lessons that I learned in 2022 while I get started on filling this out. I am gonna go through and add all of my Pilates appointments because I finally found a class that I like and a great schedule that works with my routine. So I'm gonna put that in on Mondays. But something that I learned this year about my style has been really interesting. I feel like this year I've gone through and gotten rid of a lot of clothes and kind of added a lot of new things to my wardrobe as well. And in that process, I believe I have found my style, or kind of what my current style is right now. And I'm calling this style elevated monochromatic. So I really like to have clothes that are in the same kind of color family, and also just very, very simple and look really nice together. Oh, I don't know how I didn't see that. So here's my fitness one. I'm gonna put some little stickers in here. So yeah, like I will do a brown outfit and everything that I have on will be in the brown family. Some type of brown, tan, khaki, and I feel like it just coordinates really, really well. It's an easy way for me to look put together and also just still feel like I'm excited about what I'm wearing and that I look polished and chic and all of those things. So I am really excited to kind of keep exploring the monochromatic elevated style for the new year. It's definitely going to be different. I feel like it's so much easier for me to really enjoy my style in the fall and the winter. I'm always really excited about the clothes that I find, and layering also allows me to explore the monochromatic world a bit more. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to be for the spring and the summer. We actually do have a couple of vacations coming up, and I've kind of started looking through my closet, seeing what I have so far, and I like a lot of things, but I'm kind of like, how am I going to put this together and not just be overly hot? Like, I think for vacation, it won't be as difficult because it's fun and I kind of plan that well in advance, or I'll get pieces that are specifically for vacation. But it's a lot harder in just the day to day because living in Houston, Texas is so hot. Like, it really is just overwhelming a lot of the times. And I'm kind of over it. So I'm like, what do I want to put on that I'm not gonna sweat through, that I also really like, and that fits into that elevated monochromatic style? So hopefully I will figure that out. And of course, I'll be sharing some more styling videos with all of you as we enter into the new year. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with filling in my weekend plans. I don't think I have anything booked on Sundays yet, so that is going to be really, really nice. I do have plans. I think they're tentative plans, so I'm gonna leave that blank, double check and make sure that we are still on for that day. Oh, and then I'm going to do an acrylic pour party. I've never done an acrylic pour before. Like, I'm not super great at art, but I'm excited. Definitely want to try some new things for the new year, so I am definitely going to be looking forward to that. All right, so getting into the next thing that I learned that's a bit more fun and lighthearted in 2022 is that we probably all need to travel more. Like, really, traveling is just so amazing. I'm like, oh, how do I spell chiropractor? Chiropra. Wait, I can't write it. Okay. Kind of spelled that well. Yeah, so this year I got to go quite a few places, a lot of local places like Austin, Dallas. Then we got to go to Oh yeah, I did go to California. I went to California for work. I went to Atlanta for work, and for fun we went to Colorado, which was really great. And then I went on the annual sisters trip with my sister-in-laws, and we went to Disney World in Florida, and it was really, really fun. I'm trying to think if there was anywhere else that we went this year, but I really loved traveling, especially since my last job I had to travel quite a bit for work, and I ended up having some real issues with flying, and just I was so worried that I wasn't going to be able to kind of get back into a good groove in that area. But I found a solution working with my doctor, also utilizing some natural remedies and deep breathing, and I'm really excited to just get back out there. I definitely have a habit of being like, well, how far is that on a flight? Like, if someone's like, oh, this place is really cool. And so I want to kind of get out of that routine and just be like, obviously I need to know so I can plan, but also I really want to be excited about traveling more so than being nervous. So another fun lesson that I learned during 2022 is that paying for convenience is a form of self-care. Yes, it totally is. I feel like there are so many things that we kind of stress ourselves out about and feel like we kind of have to do everything and just always go, go, go. I can take care of it. But you know what? Sometimes I can't, and that is totally fine. I will pay for someone to bring my groceries to my door, someone to take care of different tasks that I don't have time for, all kinds of things. I just feel like if I'm gonna pay for it and it's gonna make my life better, then it is definitely going to be worth it. So I'm just gonna put this little sticker over here to kind of jazz this page up because, which I don't know, I don't wanna say anything, but so far my January does not look super busy. So I might have quite a few rest days in there. Oh, I need to pick a do nothing weekend. I think I should do it this last weekend. So yeah, do nothing weekends are definitely coming with me from 2022. I actually started implementing those pretty much during my 12-week year, and I loved it. So it's really important for me to just prioritize time by myself to do absolutely nothing. And that kind of goes with another thing that I learned, like convenience. The convenience is I'm gonna order some food and have it delivered and just enjoy myself. And that is totally okay. And it's also a really good routine for me to get in so that I don't just continue to always be on the go, but also have some time to take back for myself. Another lesson that I learned is if it's pretty, I'm probably buying it. As you can see by my stickers and my planner, honestly, I just love an aesthetic. Like things that look really nice and streamlined and put together just make me so happy. So like the video that I did for organizing my vitamins, like putting them all in like these matte black containers with cute little labels, or things that I find at the store. Like I put my body wash into a little aesthetic holder in my shower. Like it just makes me happy to see things that are pretty and that look really nice and well put together. I am looking for a sticker. Oh yeah, this one. Money stickers. So actually I am getting 2 bonuses, which is exciting. In my last line of work, bonuses were not a thing. So I'm like, woohoo, very excited about that. I think I'm probably gonna get a mini treadmill with, maybe a mini treadmill is like on the list of something that I would like to do with my bonus. But I wanna put I want to put a sticker on my planner for both of those so I kind of know when they are coming and I can be prepared to make sure that I'm like ready to order and have a plan for what I want to do with everything. And I would say the last fun lesson that I'm going to share today that I learned in 2022 was that sparkling water is superior. Like it's so good. It's so refreshing. I like just a lemon sparkling water. I also like a cucumber lime sparkling water. Nothing too fancy. Like don't come up in here with no strawberry kiwi or anything like that, but just a nice fizzy sparkling water is so good. And I really, really like to enjoy that, of course, with a straw and over ice. Oh, that was another thing I learned. I don't even know what language this is. I'm thinking French. À la piscine. Tell me if that's right or wrong. But I learned that from Morgan Stewart when she was like enjoying her champagne on her yacht vacation. So I'm like, yeah, that's the way that I need to have my champagne. So you'll see me on vacation with my champagne on ice with a straw for sure. And I absolutely cannot wait. I will say the only water that is giving the sparkling water a run for its money is the Aquapana or Aquapana. I'm not sure. I had actually never had it before until I went to Dallas in a couple of weeks ago. And when she was like, we have like basically tap water, sparkling water, and aqua panna. And I was like, well, what is aqua panna? And when she explained it to me, I said, that's what I need to have. My poor nail is like peeling off. I have to redo these nails today. Sorry, y'all. Y'all got to see them looking crusty and dusty, but maybe I'll do another video and I will film my updated press-on nail routine because some changes have been made. All right, let me move y'all back up so I can say goodbye. All right, we finished up planning and we have finished up chatting about the lessons that I learned in 2022. What a year. Lots of serious lessons, but also some fun things as well that just make life more beautiful, more fun, and more joyful. So definitely want so much more of that in 2023. I'm gonna be traveling, well-dressed, living my best life, and I hope that you are gonna be doing the same. So please drop some lessons that you learned in 2022 or something that you are looking forward to bringing that new knowledge into 2023. I hope you enjoyed your beverage, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Affirmations with Amber.